Did you know that if you reject God's law, you are actually still living under the old covenant? You see, if we go to Exodus chapter 20, verse 1, it says God spake all these words saying. But if we translate these highlighted words literally, it says God promised all these promises, promising. If we follow God, He promises that we won't have other gods before Him, we won't break the Sabbath, we won't murder and commit adultery. You see, Hebrews 8 says that the reason the old covenant was faulty was not because of the law, it was because of the promises it was established upon. Hebrews 8 says the new covenant would be established on better promises. What promises? God's promises. You see, 3 times Israel said all that the Lord had spoken we will do. They were promising obedience in their own strength, and as we know, that just does not work. You see, through the prophet Jeremiah, God promised that He would write His law in our hearts in the new covenant. And as we've just seen, God's law is His promises. Remember, if you follow God with all your heart, He promises you won't have other gods before Him. You won't commit adultery, you won't murder, you won't break the Sabbath. You see, if the old covenant had been faultless, if Israel would have promised obedience in God's strength, there would have never been a need for a new covenant. And again, in Hebrews 8, it quotes from Jeremiah 31, and God promises that in the new covenant He would write His laws, remember which are promises, in our hearts. So you see, to reject God's law in any way, whether that means obedience in your own strength, or whether it means claiming that any part of His law was changed or abolished, that means you're actually still living under the old covenant.